Hi, I'm Axel and I'm creating the first Earthship in Milton Keynes. Idea is to create a carbon farm, in fact, that the Earthship is part of, and our goal will be to capture as much carbon as we can whilst growing crops faster because they like carbon dioxide or CO2, and also locking up that carbon into something like building materials through growing bamboo or hemp and then creating hempcrete and passing that on, and in fact maybe constructing part of the Earthship from that as well. That'd be awesome. The idea of a carbon farm is to capture as much carbon, and if we can use it to grow plants, even better. The Earthship is a concept by Mike Reynolds. It's a mostly made from recycled materials, kind of sustainable building. It's self-temperature regulating. It's kind of like a massive cozy cave slash greenhouse. It's absolutely amazing if you haven't seen it. People build really fancy ones. I want to go really straightforward and a little bit perhaps more minimalist, but anyway, the point is it's a domestic dwelling, which is, by my research at the moment, the first domestic dwelling in the UK, but it will be kind of a little bit cheating because it's going to be a farm building. So we're going to use part of that to house equipment. We're using it to live in. We're going to use it as a demonstrator. I want to work together with education partners like Open University or Cranford University spring to mind. And I want to build a hydroponics kind of indoors greenhouse as well, and that's using the Earthship kind of building methods as well. Why am I doing that when it's actually on a farm? Well, there's two parts. One, growing food is very temperature dependent, and we don't want to do that at scale. We're not growing food crops to sell on. We're growing food crops to kind of sustain ourselves. So my goal is to have at least 50% of the food grown in our greenhouses, and that will be 24/7. It will be all around the clock using captured rainwater, clean rainwater. It's going to be a closed loop. Nutrients we're going to create ourselves, and it will be as self-sufficient as we can make it, and it will be as zero waste as we can make it. And in order to capture and sequester all of that carbon that Milton Keynes releases, which is 4.5 million tons or carbon dioxide ton equivalent, or whatever it's called. The point is, it's a lot of carbon. So we want to lock that up in various different crops. One of them is going to be a forest. So we're going to experiment with what trees can we grow in this kind of climate. What's the best for sucking up carbon and sequestering it into the soil. We're going to play with soil sequestration using I think earthworms was one thing I came across that could work quite well, and we're going to look at stuff like bamboo, which is an amazing, very versatile building material, very fast growing, sucks up a lot of carbon as well. We've got hemp, which is a little bit tricky because you need to have a year. I need to be very specific, but I like the idea of hemp, locally native crop, and also it's an extremely versatile crop. You get so many things out of it, and the idea that we suck up a lot of carbon and we put it into something that is used as an insulation material or building material, that is basically you're building with carbon. And there's a limit to how much carbon we can put underground or back into the ground in a sustainable way. Once you really get the genie out of the bottle, I guess it's difficult to put it back in, but we're going to try and capture it from the air and feeding it into our greenhouses. We're going to try and lock it up in forest, in woodland, and we're going to try and lock it up in the soil and obviously into the crop, which is then gives us extra capacity, because there's a limit obviously how much you can lock up in an acre of woodland or whatever. You need gazillions of trees, so it's only part of the mix. But anyway, I'll today had probably things you didn't need to know right off the bat. This is supposed to be a quick introduction, and it's probably way too long already. Anyway, exciting stuff. So we are currently looking at land and raising funding using available methods. Method is to the government and say, can I have some funding please? We're going to use carbon credits, or we're going to sell carbon credits, I guess. That's part of the business model, and I'm going to try and make this a as open source, open science, and kind of not for profit as I can, because this is not really about making loads of money. It's about finding a way to feed my family, keep them safe in very uncertain times, and also share a model that could be replicated in small or large elsewhere. So there we are. That's my carbon farm and my Earthship MK project. Please join the community on Orbit. It's just getting started, so I'm really looking forward to hearing from you. Please do leave a comment, like, subscribe, I guess, and don't forget to click the bell icon. Thank you.